Alright, so we left off where I had a major radiator leak and lost all my fluid. I just got home in time. I let the car cool down. I put some more coolant in it, started it up. It made a horrendous sound. But I filled it back up and started it because I wanted to identify where the leak came from. And lo and behold, my heater hose, this one here, completely broke right here. So over the years, it's swelled up. You can see how much bigger it is than the clamp. So the heater hoses are back here, and this is the coolant that flows through the heater core, which gives you heat for your vehicle. I didn't realize that's even what these were before I had this problem, so yeah, I learned a little bit while doing this. It's tough to get these off there because over the years, just heating and cooling every time you drive makes it almost like attached to this point. So I took a pair of garden cutters and I just clipped it right here, and then I cut this, and then I was able to just peel it off of there because it doesn't matter if you're taking it off anyways. So that one was removed, and now I'm installing the new hoses. So this new one will go in here like that. Now the tricky part is just getting the clamp that's on this end back there to be in the right spot so that this can stay on. But I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. I think it should be okay. I'm assuming this red dot means where the clamp's supposed to go, same with this one. So I'm going to have it back here so I can fully seat this. Then I'm going to pinch that and push it down. I'm going to remove my dipstick so that I don't break this. These are notorious for breaking, and I bought a new one when I bought the vehicle because it was broken. I don't think anything's really going to get in there. Having trouble getting it to go all the way back on the pipe here. You know what, I'm going to remove this other pipe. I don't know why I didn't just take this one off at the same time, because that'll free up a little space, and then I'll put that one on afterwards. So I'm going to use my hedge clippers again. Hopefully you don't witness me cut my new pipe that I just bought. So now I've cut that pipe in half, and I'm just going to cut up along the inside of it. There we go. Yeah, there's no way that would have slid off of there on its own. This pipe actually looks like it was still in pretty decent shape. These are working okay, but having a pair of needle nose pliers would work a lot better. And I just don't have a pair of those right now. Alright, I got the other clamp off. And now I've got to cut this one because it's also stuck. Just so you can see where these attach, this hose that I just cut comes up and attaches here. This one goes a little further back. You can see right there. So they're actually not that hard to get to. Fairly easy fix. And this one I just cut, so there we go. I just used an old pocket knife and slid it down the end of this. Okay, so before I slide this new hose on, I'm going to actually just put a little bit of grease or oil, new oil inside of here so it can slide onto the new pipe easier. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to grease this up. I can't find my white lithium grease, so I'm going to use Stress Relief Body Cream by Bath & Body Works. Just kidding. My white lithium grease is right here. Okay, so I'm just doing that, and then I'm going to wipe it in there. Really don't want a whole lot, so you almost can't even see it now, but it should make all the difference. Yep, that did make all the difference. I just have to crimp this onto the end of it. Okay, I was finally able to get the back clamp on with the help of a flathead screwdriver that I just kind of crimped it and then pushed with this. And then the rest of it should go pretty easy now. Just got this one now. I'm going to pop on the end of this, And then I'm going to push that one on here. And then the other one is just the other heater hose. Okay, so that one's on there like so. Now I just have to get this past this little lip here. Like so. Alright, so the first hose is completed, and now the second one that is much easier. If I could just find the hose. So here's the new hose. So there's like a slightly shorter end. This end goes on the bottom, and then this end will obviously go on the top. And just pinch these on here and we're all done. Alright, looks like we're done. Now I just have to add some more coolant, which I hope I have enough left in that jug. And this is the first, I've never actually done coolant swaps, so this will be the first time where I'm like adding coolant other than just to the overflow tank. So from what I understand is I'm going to start the car with the cap off and then fill it till it gets to the top, let it run for a little bit to let any bubbles come out. And then you know, once it's up to operating temperature, I'm going to need to screw that cap on or else it'll come out of there. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this cap on the radiator. And I'm going to fill this until it gets to the top. Then I'm going to start the engine with the cap still off. So, damn it, I'm really low in this, so I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this without running to the store. Yeah, definitely not. So I'm going to start it up. There is a lot in my overflow tank. It's almost filled to the brim. So I'm going to start it up and see what happens. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to go get some from the store and we'll finish this in a minute. Back with some more coolant. Let's get this thing filled up. I'm going to start the engine, let it run, and then keep topping it off, and then seal it up, and we should be good to go. I'm going to roll this baby back for a second. It's another one of those very nervous moments. Here we go. I'm going to let it run for a minute, and once it warms up, that's when we'll really find out. Okay, so I just put the cap on because it was just kind of overflowing and coming out, so to prevent it from getting all over the place again, I put the cap on so it can start becoming pressurized. And right now the overflow tank is pretty high. It's to about here, so it's above the fill mark. I'm thinking once the coolant gets through the radiator and up into the heater core, it should lower, unless there's just too much in the system, but either way it'll flow out at the top of that. Okay, so the hoses here are very hot, so they are, coolant's running through them. Everything seems good, there's no leaks, and my reservoir tank is still very high, so might just have a little bit too much in the system, but the overflow tank will release it. So I'm not sure if I bled the system the way I was supposed to, because you can see a bunch of bubbles coming up in the reservoir. Alright, so my fan just kicked on, so it's up to operating temperature and higher. So I'm going to go take it for a test drive, and then I'll bring it back, and then we'll be done if everything's good. Alright, that is all I had for this video. I drove around on a couple pretty long roads, drove all over town. Everything was good. My gauge didn't ever run hot. My coolant level is still high inside the reservoir, but I guess that's fine. It does seem like in the engine bay it's a little bit hotter now, but I don't know if that's in my head. Like the actual dipstick, when I was just checking the oil afterwards, it was so hot I couldn't even like grab the piece of plastic. It just seemed like it was hotter, but like I said, could be all up here. So, alright guys, later. Say bye, Mike. Say bye. No, to the camera.